and AM. Over the past
Yo,
6
my
months,
people,
I've been covering
back
their
again.
legal issues and
Skengdo and AM, you know, madness. Big up
As you guys
Mr.
know,
Montgomery.
last year, over 60 music drill videos were taken down by the police and things were issued by the Met. Now today, some form of agreement has come because Skengdo and AM have been issued a 2-year injunction by the Met Police. Now I'm going to get into exactly what this means later on.
That's what I'm saying. These men supposed to be blown and being out the ends and all of that and still getting in trouble. This is, man, let's find out what's happening.
Today, the Met Police issued this statement. They said this: 2 men who breached an interim gang injunction have been given a suspended jail sentence. It was breached when they performed drill music that incited and encouraged violence against rival gang members and then posted it on social media. The injunction was originally made against the individuals as they were members of a gang in Lambeth and were associated with the escalating gang violence in the borough. The case was heard on the 10th and 14th.
Well, the boy them are basically saying that, like, man them on ends that are trying to get out making music, speaking about the thing them, they're not even letting man them get out, even though they're trying to do something positive. It's so crazy. Like, fair enough you was in a gang, and fair enough you got caught up in madness and all this stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to use your music to get you out of there, you can't be stereotyped anymore, because you're just telling your story.
14th of January, where 4 orders were made. The injunction was ordered for a period of 2 years and defendants were ordered to pay the Met's costs. Now, of course, if you guys know Finesse Forever, they actually issued a statement against this. Now, some of this is actually lies. Some of these things that have been said in this statement are lies. They haven't had to pay any costs by the Met.
This is what I always say, don't believe every single thing you hear till you hear it from the goat's mouth. Believe me, my people.
Police, they haven't been sentenced to jail or anything like that, and the injunction doesn't have anything to do with a jail sentence. Like, sometimes these media outlets and sometimes the Met Police get things wrong and they use certain words to kind of manipulate and twist things. So Finesse Forever have said this, so pay attention to this. They said this: the Met Police exaggerate and lie out of their nostrils for their own political agendas. If you see something happen to us soon, just know they are probably to do with it. But we were in court. Reason 1: these guys were allowed to do music, so expect more songs. They used their tour performance, which is 24 hours with Link Up TV, against them to watch the video and ask yourself, is it encouraging violence? Skengdo and AM,
but at the end of the day, it's just music.
This is a lie. If you're an artist and you're
when
doing
Eminem
music,
talks about all that crazy stuff, no one says nothing.
Using this against Skengdo and AM as an example to discourage more people from doing music if you come from that background. Skengdo and AM were forced to plead guilty, otherwise it would jeopardize.
But at the end of the day, that is still kind of crazy because you got people like Eminem, you got 50 Cent, you got all of these people in the past that's made some crazy, outrageous music. So what is that trying to say? That why didn't their music get banned enough and like that? Why wasn't their music encouraging people of that walk of life to go and do things? You see what I mean? You see how they just stigmatize enough of us over here that try to do something positive?
As their career, Link Up TV put out the footage and not them, and they were not found guilty of any violent crime. So please, people, don't believe everything the press say.
Trust me.
Music coming this month. Now I'm gonna break down this injunction. Now I spoke to Finesse Forever today, TK, SK, the whole team. Shout out to them always. Now the injunction involves this: they can't say anybody's name from Harlem, and they can't go to Kennington. So that's the injunction, and that's what was originally issued to them. They didn't breach any of those things from the time it came out till now, and also other things
that
like
just goes to show how much the Biden are listening to you lot's music.
They were on tour, they released their songs, and they even released their mixtape. So how can you say that they went against the injunction? Now, if the original injunction was to not put out no music, to not do no performances, to not do anything, and then now they had got this, then cool, it would make sense. But the reason things are weird and it sounds a bit fishy is because originally, remember guys, I actually reported this. I actually said that was part of the injunction. The injunction is that they can't say nobody's name from Harlem and they can't go to Kennedy. So now you're coming to say that they have been found guilty of doing something
they never done.
They weren't even issued in the first place.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're saying that they're found guilty of doing drill music that incites gang violence when they weren't even banned from doing drill music.
No.
They were just banned from saying.
So it's like it doesn't even make any sense.
To Kenneth, which obviously they didn't do. They didn't say no.
That don't even make any sense. That's just trying to just
didn't go to
again
Kenneth. So
just demoralize anyone trying to do something good from the hood.
And it's not like I'm just
It's
backing
crazy,
it
man.
and finesse for everyone, because that's what it is. It actually is a lie, because I did report and I did say that that wasn't an injunction and that wasn't part of any of the case. So the police might try and use this as an example to other drill rappers to put them down. Now,
Maybe that's what it is.
Good.
You never know. Maybe
It's
that's
good
what
now.
it
They
is.
can just focus on their music and they don't have this court case over them. They don't have none of these things over them, and they can just focus and do what they need to do. They know what they need to do.
Of course they know what they need to do. They just need to
I'm sure
just
this
focus,
whole court
man.
case was stressful. If you ever been caught,
Just obviously the same thing you said, just focus. But at the end of the day, just stay out of the hood, man. Just keep doing your music. You see what I'm saying?
You don't know what the verdict is going to be, and it becomes a very stressful thing for you, and you kind of separate yourself from it.
Like I think when it's such touchy issues, when artists are going through stuff with stuff to do with court cases and things like that, I don't think the Met Police should actually make these things public, because it kind of like damages everyone's career, because these guys are on a path of doing something good, like making it out of the hood and getting somewhere, but they're always getting brandished with the same things from the past and stuff like that, just giving them a bad name. I just think it's crazy. I think certain things should just be kept private.
Don't do the things that you want to do.
I'm just saying anyway, you know.
Fine. Also, I believe there's going to be a sift of artists that's between the artists that want to do music and really change their life and are using music to change their life, and also the artists that are just doing music because they want to beef their ops and they want to cause trouble. There's going to be a sift. The police
there's two different type of artists for real. There's the ones that taught their ops, and there's the ones that actually want to make music to get out.
Call out the ops,
you know what I mean?
Call out the dead, and just always promote violence. There's definitely going to be a sift, and I definitely believe there's a sift. I definitely believe there's a difference between these two artists. There's two groups of artists. Also, this is going to be a lesson to other artists. It's going to be a lesson to other artists. Not
like that is so true. Like Mr. Montgomery, you made a very good point, because there is artists that go out there just to promote all the bad things they do to the ops and call out the ops' name and cause harm on the dead, like by calling out the ops' dead brethren and so on, so on, so on. It's just so crazy. And then there's the actual artists that just speak about the situations they was in and what they faced and what they witnessed and how they want to get at their ends. But it's so hard now because so much of the garbage is coming through, and it's only a selective few artists you can actually tell that just want to get out. So it's obviously hard for the people on the outside looking in to actually look at the real drill artists that actually want to make sense and get out. You see what I mean? So it's true, man. Big up Mr. Montgomery. Make some very good points on this one.
To say certain things on certain tracks, not to incriminate yourself, because like I said, the police know what's going on. The police watch my thing, fam. And I know the police watch my thing. I know they watch my thing. That's why I'm careful with some of the things I say. I'm careful with the way I move. I'm careful with some of the news reports that I do, because man understands it's going to incriminate certain man. But just because I'm careful, the artist has to be careful for himself as well. And a lot of you artists listening right now, you need to be careful. There's certain things that you can't be saying on the track, fam, especially when you have a court case pending. If you have a court case pending and you're going to talk about something specifically to that court case, and it doesn't even matter if you're carried up.
That is the dumb artists. There's a lot of artists that do that.
It's not a joke. Police are using these things now, and it's serious. However,
it's so true, because a lot of men talk about bare things and they wonder why this and this happens to them. Like you go to court, you end up going inside, and it's the things that you said in your tune band. Like you go and do something, and you go and talk about it straight away. Like what is it coming to, fam? Like seriously, man, them are doing drills on their Snapchat and all sorts of stuff. The world's mad now, fam.
For some reason, there are reasons that's bad about this article, and it's just plain right wrong. Number one, the police have obviously over-exaggerated what's going on, and like I said, they're trying to use this.
But in a way, sometimes you can't blame them for the rest of the artists that are doing stupid.
The headline was 10-11 banned from doing drill music forever, blah blah blah, etc. They can never do music again. Diggity, CGM, they've all been making music. What they didn't tell you is the fact that they can make music just as long as it's under the permission of the police. But they're not going to say that. They're going to make an article and they're going to say, yeah, this group of artists are banned from doing music, so you be careful as well. That's what they're going to do. They're going to create a headline.
Trying to scare you guys,
stories.
man.
They're going to put words.
But regardless, just push your music. Regardless, just be careful what you guys say. Like,
Also,
you know what I mean? If
there's
you're
no
talking
evidence
about
of
something,
violence,
maybe
there's no
talk about it
evidence
in
of
third
anything
person or
happening.
something
Like
like
I
that.
said,
Come on, use your
they followed
brains,
the
man.
rules. They didn't say nobody's name from Harlem. They didn't go to Kennett, and they didn't do anything to incriminate themselves. So why put this out? At the end of the day, all of this stuff
It's
is going
just
to
to
be out
damage
in
them
the air
because they know
in the
they're actually
future.
out there doing
All of
something
these
good.
things are
That's
going
what
to
I'm
come out in
saying,
the
fam.
future, and then when they want to move forward in life, these things are going to be pending around it. There's no need to put out something like this. The lies have been told, and this is going to put off other rappers as well from doing music. Rappers that genuinely just want to do music.
Yeah.
There's a lot of songs that have been put out that haven't said anybody's name or any negative references.
Mr. Montgomery,
but they're
you
getting
speak the
taken down
truth,
by the
bro.
police,
Trust
which
me.
I think is wrong. Like I said again, there are a group of artists that are doing music to better themselves, but there are a group of artists that are doing music to cause violence. And man, no.
Like, it's true. Like, Mr. Montgomery speaks such the truth because there is real artists that actually want to get out, and there's some that's just on it, on some joke thing, just on it for no reason at all. Meantime, they're living some good life when they go home. Their parents think they're all angels. Hey, it's crazy, fam.
Everybody knows it. You have to admit it. It's the truth. Now, the artists that do want to do music, they're going to be put off because they're going to think, well, whatever I do, the police are just going to try and stop my thing.
Yeah,
however,
it's true.
Moving forward now, what I think Aim and Skengdo need to do and the team need to do, I think they definitely need to start doing more community work. They need to start doing way more interviews and
yeah, for real, more community work. Actually going to the secondary schools, and going to the primary schools and letting kids know that you can actually have a voice, you can actually do music, you can actually do whatever you want to do to get out. You see what I'm saying? Because they're a prime example. Like, they started off at the bottom, now they're grinding. They can do shows and interviews and freestyles on radio stations and stuff. So it's true, man. Maybe artists need to start doing stuff like that, you know.
Showing themselves in a positive light. They need to start working with more other up-and-coming artists. They need to start providing more of a platform. Yes, they're with Finesse Forever, but Aim and Skengdo as a brand now, they need to start working underground and working with what's going on in the community.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way the police are going to look at them as normal people, as human beings that can actually help society. Because at the end of the day, when you're a musician, you're more of an influence than a teacher. You're more of an influence than the guy that has a 9 to 5 in your estate or anybody around you. Like, when you are a musician, you have an influence and you have a responsibility either to influence those who do good or to influence those who do bad. Now, if you're trying to influence those who do bad, I'm not going to lie, the future's not going to be long for you.
It's true.
But if you really want to influence the man them to do good, then you need to show it. You need to start being vocal about it. They do things, of course, behind the scenes, but now you really need to start being vocal about it. Because if they're going to be vocal about you and the court cases that you have, you need to start being vocal about the good things that you do. So that's just what I think they need to do. Let me know what you lot think.
That is so true, man. Big up Mr. Montgomery. That's why I had to bring this video and break it down as well. So it's so true, because not everyone is doing it because they want to do it and they want to make something of it and actually want to get somewhere with it. Some people are just doing it just to taunt people and take the piss and just to make a little name for themselves, just for the block. Don't you want to think out of the block? Don't you want to be bigger than the block? It's so crazy, man. But look, that's enough, my people, man. Real Talk TV, come on, let's get it. Big up Mr. Montgomery in the commentary. Keep doing your thing, man. I'm loving the information we get from your videos. We'll love you out here. Let's get it.